Today 17 January 2023 24 Rio de Janeiro Private Living. We will have kind of explained the request we made at the risk report 2024 tracejanuary.blogspot.com. We will invite you to please take a look at the effort. And you must consider that since 1999, if someone is suffering some kind of constraint or systematical interference in things made or the way as the choice that you pick to live, of course that in a very specific moment this will be affecting others areas as projection of this center of individual interest. Will impact in a very first moment you, your personality, your very near circles, social circles, and then the interest or the issues that you kind of is trying to support or do the cooperation even declare it. And by this, we have the Wild Data Task as European Unit Risk Design offering 197 states with 197 states doing fake records. It's a crime. It's the premise of the corruption. And then we must, in the way we did, we had this regression and walking through not only by the credit as payroll, charging institutions in solidarity until have the chairs on present time currently doing the abusive orders. And then we have the comparative measurement with Brazil, fractal behavior. The piece of a criminal system will act like the system as criminal way of do things. Brazil is one of those 197 nations doing fake records. Brazil is doing this very professionally, kind of having no other things at the scenery but only criminal purpose integrated on control instrument. But control instruments are not for criminal use. So the need as fake data got kind of an extra relevant interest of all players in Brazil criminal practice, local and internationally. Then we have the institutional crime because it's who is doing the use of those control instruments by specific heads, threatening, chasing everything or anything against everyone and everybody. But it's the object protected at the Article 144 at the Brazilian Constitution, anyone and everybody. And then Brazil also couldn't accomplish the guarantee about the public data that can be required by everybody or anyone. So Brazil, you have purpose as finalism in your action. It's a theory in Germany. Right? The systematical mistake, it's intentionally made, not aleatory. Chicago School rational expectations of economic agents like the consumer. Then we have our conclusion. Fake data is a state crime at the institutional system, legally charged 40 trillion plus 12 billions considering interest expectation and how this estimative was set, considering the combination of peers to do violation, hurt rights, interest expectations and guarantees in an area that you has no excuse to do this. Right, Brazil? It's your constitution. Then we call the international law locally applied. Offering the case in the complaint, the fake data is the institution and state crime as Angleton hurt the credit and interest, at least as defaulted rights, intentionally made by specific hands, same criminals. You just have to pick the list of salary. You have the names, probably some will have overpayment on it or hiring process by nepotism, corruption, and fraudulent contracts. It's quite clear to get this because indeed it's caught. multiple rights violating different victims, charlatans and vagabonds, acting by treasonous or perfidious acts, including the relation between themselves especially. If you push, they talk. If you push a bit more, they give everything you need. And it's going like this. Facts are, for real. They are charted, segmented, mapped, individualized, codified, and qualified, but the dignity of the institutional role can be played by no dignity player. Sometimes you have the dignity, but you are under a situation like surrounded by criminals as your peers. Then you must be, and you suggested in the past the proximity rule, but I think that the institution has no interest or do not have enough power to ensure this. They are concurrently combined at fake data, which the counterfeit object, the international police, OECD, the audit, globally, and others. Then we have the videos, the case as 12 billions. We request to accept this effort, recognize the crime system, because indeed we posted here, and it's the talk today. You have all regular institution and state, the criminal activity, and the criminal activity inside the regular institution. If you got the top doing contracts and nepotism, or having the insider trading, they will feed this space with the criminal environment that is sourcing and feeding the power misuse on contracts, nepotism, the designations. The case 90s, Federal Bureau of Investigation, you have this. Was the Unisys and other things, Operation Third Wind. Then we will check the trends. You can be surrounded by criminal, by the silence and lack of you accept the risks. But criminals do things against the law. They can, for instance, bomb your environment and engulf this totally. Or you can do the disruptive, or as dismantle, for instance, doing the seizure and the constraint and financial payments and prison, or even the dismiss and separate things as a circle. And the square, and this area you will have normal people on it, or you will kind of have this as area to put the criminals on it, and always make the strike and the the reply against the criminal organization globally talking. But it's about intelligence, and the asset we offer is intellectual hard as well data attached during the conception was proved on real time. By this we request to recognize the criminal system and have no ties with Brazil and peers. Brazil is integrated as a criminal system on public area, proved not only by Article 74 that's talking this on Constitution, but also 23 item 1, and the victims as everyone and anyone, everyone and everybody, at the security that didn't receive, or the request as info also didn't accomplish it. Right, Brazil? Your choice, your goals, not mine. Right? By this I'm doing the charge. You must present your reasons, Brazil, by law. We request to confirm the silence as an institutional choice. And then we will have the last thing, the internet is a bit trouble, as you can observe, but will be functional. Then we request confirm the silence as an institutional choice, the way we have in Brazil. Confirm equity as international police, because indeed it is. Confirm equity as a judicial rule in the United States, because indeed it is. And also a theory, John Rawls, the theory of justice, and the NATO as database Sigma independent effort, white label pro bono offered, but the complaint is alright, with guarantees that I can put away or make deals on it. Right? I'm doing the factoring of a paycheck. I didn't switch it, my right, for instance, as compensation for a payment, but a compensation as the right to receive an object claimed based on the estimative as integration of criminal practice to do movement against my rights and guarantees by no excuse acts. My right is a compensation and also my guarantee equally to claim this right, not even in Brazil, but by law I can do anywhere, and I did. Confirm while data attached as asset that was heard and did the reply. Industrial portfolio was not planned. It's not my profession be on self-defense or live in a threatened life forever, because I do not support something that is totally wrong, like the corruption in institution and state crimes, trying to choke me in our ways, closing my doors, and then when I, have my way to pursue my own happiness, and I must be terminated by this, but you must present your reasons, Brazil. Because the case is state power go at my sites, I think, on International Criminal Court, because was used also to steal the data, even a croquis or a design that I'm doing in privacy that I didn't have it published on the blog or whatever. Right, Brazil? At the creation of law to do the incrimination or abusive procedure to push the association by choked ways, it's also maybe under observation, Brazil and peers. Credit anti-crime, 40 trillion. The debit is 40 trillion. And the delivery of the object will be made in a bank with reliability to be the reliable trustee, and this money is used against the crime. The payroll to roll this is 1%, and the condition was told as a negotiable instrument in financial operation. And we have also this case as 12 billion, expectation as harassment, and all issues inside, including the development. And the last thing was, I think, at least on my side, the cognizance as optimization hurt by the wrongdoings at the use of power as power misuse by criminal purpose, segmented at the institution in solidarity by criminal purpose with common purpose, the power misusers as the object that those institutions could deliver. In a dismissed list by this, they are in blind eye, and it mustn't be confirmed, because indeed it's a fact, you can deny, but you can do the fake report. In a real time, we just have the follow-up of the criminal system, but we'll put the antitrust justice and also the International Criminal Court by the not proper action or the silence, surrounded by criminal groups, and then they have no legitimacy as the institutional use of power, despite the institution continue. Right? Any question? Something else I can do? Have a great day.